Hello, I'm Jackie Wilson, your real estate startup coach, your coach for success. It's good to be with you today or tonight or whenever you're viewing this video. Today we're going to talk about questions you should ask when you have motivated sellers to call you. A question you should ask when you have any seller to call you. One of the first things you want to find out when people call you after you done passed out your signs, you passed out flyers, you got radio ads, you got signs on your car where people are calling you, then you want to be able to probe and ask questions to determine what type of deal or what kind of offer you can offer them, or if you can offer them anything at all. So once you're able to determine that, and the only way you can determine that is by asking questions that will give you an idea of what they want. And my thing is always this: you'll find out what they need. If you can meet the need, you can get the deed. And the deed is the power to the house. So think like that. Listen real good. Listen to what the people are saying. And you can, many times, be successful. I'm thinking of a particular deal that I've done just a few weeks ago. A lady called me wanting to sell a house. Well, I was not going to buy it cash. I was not going to go to the bank and get $180,000 buy a house. And so I talked to her and I probed her, and I found out all the thing she needed was $5,000 so she could make a down payment on another house. And so I said, well, perhaps I could come up with $5,000 so she can make a down payment on another house, but I won't do it with my money. And I tried my best to hand her off to other investors because I really didn't want to deal with it. And then finally I told her, I said, well, I'll take it. I don't much want to deal with it, but I will take it this time. Since you want to sell it, well, let me go back a minute. I sent her two other investors, and neither one of those people, they offered her more money up front, and they offered her a better deal than I did. But what they didn't do was meet her need. And because I met the need, I got the deed. And she pushed them off so she could sell that house to me. I run an ad on Craigslist. I signed the contract that day, which was on a Wednesday. Run an ad on Craigslist, which was on a Wednesday. And had a consumer to come by, looked at the house, and by Friday morning, I had $1,000 earnest money. And I never came out of pocket for one dime. Within 8 days after that, I had a 5-figure sum of money in my pocket, of which I took and paid a portion of that as a down payment on the house. Not my money. You got to understand, when we say no money down, we're saying no money out of your pocket. You got to learn how to construct deals. But I just want to tell you that because you got to know why these people want to sell those houses, and you got to be willing to help meet their need. Don't go. And I want to tell you one of the other investors, he went in and told the person what he could do, how he could do it, and he talks. She told me he talked for 2 hours about all what he could do, but he didn't meet her need, so he didn't get the deed. You got to listen to people, meet the need, get the deed. I went in and told her what I could do, walk out. You know, and I know you can do it as well. If a country boy like me can do it, you can do it. But let's go with some of the questions that you're going to ask when they do call you. First thing, you're going to say that, we help people to find themselves in unexpected situations. And if we can work out something on term and price, we probably can help you within 7 days. After you say that, you're going to get their name. Ma'am, what's your name? And you're going to write it down. If you already have their name based on them calling you over the phone or based on them going to your website, and I will recommend a certain website for you, then all you're going to do is check it. Your last name? Check it. What is your email address? Check it. Phone number? Check it. What's your cell number? Check it. Best time to call you? Check that. Now, this is important that you understand body language. You need to understand who's going to be the power person in the house. Sometimes it's the woman, sometimes it's the man. Who's the power broker? Who's the person, after you get all this information, that you're going to have to satisfy if you buy this house? Or maybe let's turn that thing around. They're going to have to, who's the person that's trying to satisfy you? Because you're the one that's spending the money. Your posture has to be, I might buy your house, might not. I got to look at it and see. You never get in a posture, well, please let me buy your house, or please work a deal with me. No, you stand up like a man or stand up like a woman and say, I'll look at it. If I can buy it, I will. If I can't, I won't. But know who in that house is the one that is the power broker. But actually, you're the power broker because you're the one doing the buying. When you go to a car lot, they want to satisfy you because you're doing the buying. Always remember, the person that's doing the buying has the power. So let's go on with this. You want to get the street address. What's the street address? What city are you in if you're on the phone? What county you live in? You want to get the state and the zip code. Now let's ask some questions about your house, Ms. Jones. How many bedrooms do you have? Okay. And how many baths? Thank you. Ms. Jones, would you happen to know what year that house was built? Okay, 1972. And what's the square footage, Ms. Jones? Okay, 2,000. What about the acreage side? Okay. Now, how long have you owned this property? These are questions that you'll need to ask. What's the condition of the property? Is it poor, good, excellent, fair? How many floors do they have, or stories? Okay. Ms. Jones, give me the type garage. Give me what type garage that the property is. And the type of basement. Do the house need any repairs? You want to ask these questions. Now, I'm going a little fast on this video, but you want to ask these questions. Okay, and what type of repairs do they need? Do the house need? Okay, How much do you think it will cost to fix it? Okay. $7,000? Okay, how'd you come up with that figure? Do anyone live in the home? Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Sometimes people have moved to another locale. Sometimes it was a rental home. You got to ask that question to determine what you need to do. How long has the house been for sale? Is the house listed with a realtor? And if it is listed with a realtor, how long has it been listed with a realtor? Ask them that. Because normally, 9 times out of 10, as an investor, I am probably not going to deal with a realtor in these type situations. Don't mean that I won't, but 9 times out of 10 I won't, because they're going to be wanting 6-7% commission, and I'm going to be wanting mine as well. So that's going to be a red flag for me if it's listed. I'll give her a card, Miss Jones, just take my card whenever the listing has expired, and you can call me back. Then I go to the next, price and term. How much do you own the house? And they tell me how much do you own the house. And I'll ask them also, what's your payments? What's your interest rate? Are you behind on the payment? Do you only have a first mortgage, or is there a second mortgage? You want to ask them these questions, okay? How much do you want for your house? Okay, how did you come up with that price? Ask them that as well. It's different questions that you need to ask in order to determine how to make an offer, what type of offer, or what particular category you're going to put this house in. Will it be a pretty house? Will it be an ugly house? Will it be an owner financing deal? Will it be a lease option deal? Will it be a subject to deal? You need to ask these questions because you're going to either put them in one of these 4 methods that we teach in our course. And also, You want to ask them about the property tax. Do they have a homeowner association? And now let me give you this important question that you'll ask now. Miss Jones, would you take for your house what you owe on it? Would you take what you owe on it? Yes or no question. Ask that question, sit back. Would you take for what you owe on it? It's a yes or no question. She called you. And you want to look at her body language and see. Look at his body language and see. After you get these questions, you want to find out the whys. Would you be willing to take monthly payments? Or would you be willing to allow me to take over the payments of your house? If your house qualified. If I was able to buy your house in 7 days, what's the least you would take for it? And the last question is, how did you hear about us? And those are questions that you're going to ask. Now, I went over these fast, okay? But you're going to ask and listen. Ask and let them talk. Because you need to find out how you're going to be able to help these people. They need your help. It could be foreclosure. It could be divorce. It could be death in the family. You have got to meet that person's need if you're going to buy their house from them, especially if you're going to buy it subject to or wraparound mortgage. And many times in the investing business, you're going to do that. Unless it's a good deal and you can go out and get private money for it. And the house stand on its own. So you got to be a good listener. You got to be well trained. You get well trained by getting a course, and I always recommend my course, by getting coaching and by doing it. You will make mistakes. Don't worry about it. Just get up and keep going. You can be a great real estate investor if you won't quit, if you'll keep going, if you'll continue to learn, if you will get your mindset right. I talked about on a previous post about getting your mindset right. Even on our site, we got things about how to get your mind right to be successful. You want to have your mind right to be successful. I'm Jackie Wilson, your real estate startup coach. I wish you much success in real estate business, and I hope that you'll stay in it and be all you can be. Thank you again.